The Ahsoka Sun mashup cosplay is like 99% done now. And before I fully dive into all of this, if you are new here, my name is Chasey and this is my video diary of life as a fangirl, mostly Star Wars stuff right now with Star Wars Celebration Japan coming up. My main project for that has been an Ahsoka Tano mashup cosplay, kind of inspired by when Dave Filoni said that Sun from Princess Mononoke was an inspiration for the character of Ahsoka Tano. Princess Mononoke is one of my all-time favorite movies, so that is what brought us to here. After the last vlog that I showed the progress on, I was looking at the footage and didn't like the shape of how the eyes came out. And Godai-chan also said they look like donuts and I couldn't get that out of my head. So I just ended up remaking them out of the same air dried clay. And that is how they look now. And then we have the fur on here also. I made these little like teeth things also out of air dried clay to go on the cape parts. 4 of these all together, which I just need to string up on the thing to attach to the cape. But yes, things are moving along, and today I'm hoping to do a full try on of everything so far with the hair and the makeup that I'm thinking of doing. So I thought we could do that together. So Sun has short hair and Ahsoka has the montrails. I think I'm gonna use my natural hair but do bubble braids with some blue and white little hair ties. And I also lost a nail when I was putting the claws together, or the teeth things together for the cape. So please excuse that. I am not the best at doing hair, so I'm just gonna do the best I can. Fluff that up. I sewed on some Velcro onto the top so the cape can attach. It is a little bit messier than I was anticipating. My hair has been getting stuck in it all over the place, and I feel like I look like Toadette right now, which is not really what I'm going for. But let's move on to the makeup. Vision for the makeup is just to do my normal base, but with white eyeliner, doing some of Ahsoka's markings. I do want to shout out some Star Wars girlies. Sydney at Darth Sidious and Meg at Magic with Meg have done some super cool Ahsoka Tano hair and makeup looks. So some inspiration coming from that also, to blend Ahsoka's features while still being human, like Sun. And just gonna dive right into this too. Every time I look in the viewfinder, I swear I just see Toadette and I'm like rethinking this hairstyle now. But we'll see how it looks when everything comes together. If I go quiet, then you'll know that I'm like super focused. Also, on a non-Star Wars note, I have some news that I wanted to share with you guys. Something very exciting happened this past weekend. I was invited to the Walt Disney Studios premiere of the new Snow White movie, which I still cannot believe that even when I say it out loud. I've always wanted to visit Walt Disney Studios. The Walt Disney Studios. It wasn't like the red carpet premiere, it was the like studio premiere. I'm still so honored and so grateful to even be considered for something like that. I didn't vlog it, but I did take like vertical clips for TikTok for it, which I'll insert here. Smiley did come with me for that. She was immediately the first person that I thought of because she has been the Evil Queen's #1 fan for like ever. Some of you guys might know that Smiley is an amazing bedazzler, and the first bedazzling project that she ever did was the cauldron from Snow White. I still can't believe that happened. I know I've said that like 3 times already, but I'm just incredibly grateful. I can't believe some of the things that have been happening in my life like the past year. Still like new-ish on YouTube, I feel like, but TikTok, I've been doing like dressing up and fangirling for a couple years now, and doing that and connecting with people on there has definitely helped me come out of my shell. I don't think I've talked about this on here before, but I was an extremely closeted Star Wars fan for a really long time. I grew up in like the prequels era, and at the time my peers around me considered that a very uncool thing to be into, so I hid it for a very long time. Like character bounding, blending cosplay with outfits has been something that I've been doing pretty much my whole life. I had like, not to go, like, now that we've kind of opened this can of worms and are chatting about this, I will say the first bound cosplay outfit that I ever did was a Digimon outfit. I had a major Pokemon phase growing up, but also a major Digimon phase in like middle school-ish. I would literally go to school and like go out and about in my life with goggles on my head and like a puffer vest, like Davis's outfit from Digimon. That's kind of where it started, of blending like normal clothes with character-ish elements. When Tumblr came along in like high school, college-ish, I got more into Disney bounding, like wearing outfits to the parks. Outfits for the parks I was still a little bit closeted with because I didn't know a ton of people that were like into going to Disney and had passes. So I did it very occasionally for a while until TikTok came along and Magic Keys came along. I didn't really have an annual pass consistently until Magic Keys, so that kind of opened the door to Disney bound and do outfits more. And it might sound like kind of silly to say out loud, but I am insanely grateful for TikTok because it's helped me find so many other people that shared interests like this and just helped me find like a safe space to share this kind of stuff with. I've built so much confidence from that, so much so that I'm here talking to you now, which like a couple years ago would have been unfathomable for me. I feel like a lot of people think content creators are all very outgoing, but I am pretty shy. I would say I'm definitely introverted, and I used to have like crippling social anxiety, mostly as a teenager, and I feel like the more I've gotten older, the more I've gotten over that. But yeah, TikTok and Disney and social media has definitely been a part of helping me fully come out of my shell. I still don't think I'm 100% out yet, but I'm getting close, I think. But yeah, that's a little bit of my story, I guess. And anyways, I should probably get back to finishing this. Basically, I just drew on Ahsoka's facial markings and I'm filling in the cheek parts now. As soon as I turned the camera off, I looked in the mirror and I felt like the cheek parts were way too low. So I erased that and did a second try, and I feel like the higher placements looks a lot better. I curled my bangs also because I felt like that looks better with this hairstyle. Now that that part is done, the cape here, and I sewed on some Velcro into this part. It's very messy though, so don't look too closely. And the plan is to have them just attached to the Velcro piece that I sewed here. Okay, that works. Then I've got the little teeth things, which will go in the middle like so, but I just kind of shoved the cord inside the Velcro. Definitely gonna have to attach like a little hook or something so it's more secure, but for the purpose of the try-on, that works. I am very unsure about the headband now because I feel like it's going to cover some of the key parts of the makeup. Just skip this part, which I'm honestly a little bit relieved by because every time I wear like a headband, forehead headband like that, I feel like it's not cute on me. I feel like I look like Sylvester Stallone, so I feel a little bit better about that. Then the key parts of this cosplay is the mask. We are so close to completing this cosplay. I'm so excited about this. I'm not totally sure if I'm actually going to wear it because it looks a little too big for my face, I feel like. So the last thing I have left is to put the little earpieces on the top like this. Just putting them like that kind of shows the vision I'm going for. So close. With the cape and everything on, I feel like the bubble braids definitely look better and less Toadette-ish. Something here. The wheels in my brain are just like turning and turning. So I'll look at the footage from this and see how I feel. So here we are. We're so close to Star Wars Celebration now.
On behalf of all of our crew, thanks for traveling with us, and we hope you'll have a happy and memorable visit here at Disneyland.
Right sons from Batu. I am in fact back at Disneyland today, but just for a very mini trip. The main reason why I came today is to try to find something for Godai-chan to wear for Star Wars Celebration. He's not much of a dress up, like cosplay type of person, but he'll definitely wear a shirt that's on theme. So I'm hoping to find a fun Star Wars shirt or hoodie that he might want to wear for Celebration. And I started on this mission a little bit already. I looked in Doc Ondar's and in the marketplace, but the things that they have in Galaxy's Edge are more on the costumey side, which I don't think that he would wear. So I'm planning to make my way to Star Traders here in a bit. but I am incapable of coming to Galaxy's Edge and not getting a black calf cold brew, which I have already pretty much inhaled. Also, I did get breakfast here, which is this little polystarch puff bread. Oh my goodness, the camera's like going crazy. I'm still trying to get used to this camera before I take it to Celebration, but this little bread is supposed to be like the one that Rey eats in Force Awakens, that she makes from like the powder. Very pleasantly surprised by this little bread. It's flaky like a croissant and quite sweet, almost like it's been candied or dipped in a syrup, if that makes sense. I don't know, I feel like I'm always very bad at describing foods, but I definitely would get this one again. It is quite crumbly and messy when you do eat it though, so I think next time I'll be more prepared for that. I think the spring break crowds are here already because it is packed today.
I want stormtroopers crawling this outpost until we have what we need.
Now arriving at Downtown Disney Station, gateway to the Downtown Disney District and the Disneyland Resort Hotels. If you will be leaving us here and returning later today, please hold on to your park ticket as you leave the station. You may reboard the monorail for a return trip to Tomorrowland up until 1/2 hour prior to Disneyland closing.
The park was getting so crowded that I just took the monorail to Downtown Disney. So I thought we could look at the outpost instead of Star Traders. Things are already looking a little more promising here at the outpost. And of course, the first section I come to is the Darth Vader section. The Ahsoka tees that we saw before in Galaxy's Edge. The more I look at the quarter zip, the more I want it. But we're not shopping for me today. This is one I think that he would definitely like. It's like a black on black design with embroidered Star Wars on it. There's also a white version of it just as Leia's theme started playing in the store, and I'm like trying to hold back tears because the song always makes me cry. But here is what this one looks like. This one's pretty cute too. It's like got a textured Star Wars logo on it, but I think that he would definitely prefer this black one. There's a couple robes in the outpost too. I always really like looking in here because I feel like they always change it up a little bit depending on what's in stock. Some collectible helmets. I think someone might have turned the Stormtrooper one around. Always so tempted by the Darth Vader one, but one day I will get that one. A couple more shirts, May the Force be with you, and a Stormtrooper one. A mini Obi-Wan lightsaber kit. That is super, super cute. Oh my goodness. Yoda and Ewok backpack plushies. The Yoda one is so cute. I wonder if I could get Godai-chan to wear this. He is a little bit pricey though. Definitely not part of today's mission, but there's these new Darth Vader ears that came out recently. I looked at these ones before and I wasn't quite on board with them, but the longer these have been out, the more that I am starting to want them. Because I feel like they would be cute if I removed this bow and tied little ribbons around the Darth Vaders. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Here is what I ended up getting. First and foremost is the shirt. There is what that looks like, the whole thing. I decided to get the matching backpack for that shirt. It's not quite a mini backpack, but it's like a little bit smaller than a full-size backpack. And it's got this embroidery and a little pocket on the front with the zipper detail. I didn't even look at what the inside looks like, but it's got like a laptop pocket in there too. I thought this would not only be useful for Celebration, but also just going to the parks for the long term. So I picked this up too, and these are all a surprise for Godai-chan, by the way. He doesn't know that I went to get these. The other things, I ended up getting the Darth Vader headband. So here is what that looks like. 99.9% sure I'm going to cut this bow off, but here is what that looks like in its full form. I almost said its raw form, but I feel like that doesn't sound right. Sometimes I just start talking when I turn the camera on without fully thinking about what I'm gonna say out loud. I don't know what it is about Star Wars Ears of the Parks, but I always feel the strongest temptations to buy them. I feel like I've been doing good for a while, but here we are again. The last thing was completely an impulse purchase, but it's a little lightsaber keychain. It's got a little tag that says Darth Vader on it. I just thought this was really cute, and I'm kind of on the fence about bringing a lightsaber to Celebration. I really want to, but I'm very nervous about the logistics of traveling with it. I meant to do like an outfit check at the park, but I completely forgot. But there is a little chopper on this necklace. A tiny little miniature chopper. This was the charm on an earring, but it was kind of too heavy to wear on my ears, so I ended up adding him to this little necklace, and I think he looks so cute. But yeah, I'm like 110% in Star Wars mode right now, with Season of the Force about to start at Disneyland and Star Wars Celebration getting closer and closer. I'm like so excited, I cannot contain it. Trying to decide what I want to wear to Season of the Force, and I have a couple ideas. I've been working on the Star Wars Celebration outfits for so long that I didn't even really think of Season of the Force, which comes before Celebration, and I can't really explain the logic behind that. But one idea that I had was to upcycle some Star Wars Doorables and turn them into a charm belt. I did a Kingdom Hearts charm belt earlier this year with these Mickey Kingdom Hearts ornaments on it that Smiley got for me, and I put them on a chain belt like this. I want to see if I can do the same thing with some Doorables because I have a bunch of them, and some other like miscellaneous things like this little BB-8. This one I got from a gacha machine in Japan a couple years ago, along with this little Dio, and clearly they've seen better days, but I thought maybe they could fit on the charm belt too. I don't know, I like to upcycle a lot of things, and I hang on to all kinds of trinkets. Some people might call it junk, but I certainly don't. Got this little kit from the craft store that comes with like a little drill and these eye hook things. I don't know what they're called. So you can take a little figure like this, use the drill to drill a hole, put one of the little screw things in there, and then clips and hooks to clip it onto a belt. I feel like I'm not explaining this very well, but my brain is like going crazy with ideas of what I want to do with these. I have a double of this little Jar Jar one, so I did a test, and hopefully that shows okay, but I put a little lobster clasp on the end. What I'm thinking to put onto the belt is this Ahsoka Tano one. I'm not totally sure which ones of these are rare ones or not, so please don't get mad at me if they're rare ones. Then a Stormtrooper, Leia, this little droid, and Sabine Wren. This isn't totally a tutorial, but it's super easy to do. I try to get the drill as centered as I can and then just twist it a little bit until some of the like stringy plastic starts to come out. Take a jewelry plier to hold onto the hook, screw, whatever this thing is called, and just twist it until it goes down. The character selection here is a little bit random, but I tried to keep it in the same relative space of the Star Wars timeline. Okay, here is how that is looking. I think that turned out really cute and cuter than I was expecting. I don't think I would wear it with pants that have like a belt loop though. I think when I do decide to wear this, it will be with a skirt most likely, or a dress. But yes, I think this idea was definitely a success. Definitely a contender for a Season of the Force outfit, or just for a park outfit down the line, or some sort of Star Wars event. So that is one outfit idea. The other one that I'm thinking of doing is a Sabine Wren Disney bound with the ears that I painted in one of the last vlogs. There's how the back looks. I still haven't really changed the back yet. I'm not 100% happy with the back design, but the front design, it came out better than I expected. Potentially a Sabine Wren Disney bound, but for that I wanted to paint overalls or a dress for it, which would be a super rushed impulse project if I do decide to do that. I'll give that some thought and see how I feel, But yeah, fully in Star Wars mode now. Mentally totally ready for Season of the Force. Outfits almost ready. And everything else for Celebration is just about ready now. I think just a few tweaks on the Ahsoka Sun cosplay. Panel selections for Celebration are coming up this week also. So best of luck for everyone trying that. May the Force be with you. Thank you so much for being here and fangirling with me and counting down to all these Star Wars things with me. And I hope to see you in the next one.